Nael was 17 years old. He was born in the city of Nanterre. It's a suburb in the north of Paris. Everybody in the neighborhood knew him. People gathered around the place where this young boy was killed by a police officer. Then a couple of hours later, a video emerged and then another one.
Il est mort, c'est fini.
We have seen a bunch of videos going viral with kids doing crazy things to let the world know that they are angry. The current unrest in France is less surprising than it seems. I am Ricardo Abdahllah-Camacho, producer for Al Jazeera English, and between us, people from the French suburbs had had enough. As a producer, I need to find out what exactly happened where, and I have to try to anticipate what's going to happen next. I try to establish the facts, try to establish if the videos we are seeing are accurate, and then we try to go where the action is happening. We heard the reports of someone that was shot by a police during a traffic control in the suburbs. A couple of hours later, a video emerged. Nael was driving a car, he didn't have a license, and he was stopped by a police officer. Then a discussion happened. The police pointed a gun against him. The version of the police was that he tried to run over them with the car, but then in a video it was clear that he didn't threaten the police officer. He was shot on the chest at a point range, and he died just a couple of minutes later. On the first night, we have protests in maybe half a dozen cities. On the second night on, it was happening in hundreds of towns around France. 45,000 officers were deployed. Once things start to heat up in one of the suburbs, people will see on social media what's going on, and then they will replicate. In the suburbs, we have two things. So we have the racism and we have the police violence. They mix together and they create this explosion. The first inhabitants of those suburbs were migrants, people that come to France to participate in the reconstruction of the country. But then the second and the third generation of people, they were born in France. They have seen how the French establishment treats them. Even if they fight to get proper jobs, even if they fight to integrate, to belong to the society, they have been rejected. They create the conditions for several episodes of unrest. One of the main ones happened in 2005 when two teenagers that were chased by the police got into a power station and died. So in 20 years, nothing has changed. At the scene where the teenager was shot by the police, we saw a woman coming with flowers in her hand, and she just laid down the flowers at the place. I asked her, "Why did you bring those flowers here?" And she said, "Well, it's just that I have a son who's the same age as Nael." They knew each other, we all knew each other in this neighborhood. So it could have been my son, because the police are always there and we always know that one day or another this could happen. So it was very sad. There was a lot of anger, but also a lot of dignity. I think my feeling is that under Macron's government, the police forces in France feel more free to act without any kind of control. Just to give you an idea, 13 people died last year after traffic control by the police. It's the first time that an officer is charged over this kind of killings. But that has happened because there was a video. Macron announced that he will take measures to improve the conditions in the suburbs. But that has been done before. Every time we have this kind of unrest in the suburbs, we have the president and the prime minister visiting, saying, "This time we will take more care." This is far from enough, because the roots of the problems are there. You need to treat the unemployment, you need to treat the discrimination.